Welcome to episode 51 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And we are sweating our balls off here.
In the middle of a storm.
I was telling this to Cameron. I feel like we're in fucking Florida right now because it's hotter than hell. It is pouring rain out of nowhere, and there's thunder and lightning going on around us.
But that's not going to stop us, Chris. We're here to bring you the latest and greatest Batman and Superman information from 1996.
Oh, my God. Plus, some relatively new news.
Sometimes.
Yeah, on
like
occasion.
Now.
Like right now. Yeah, kind of a news story in multi-parts, something we didn't get to last week because we had so much to talk about with all the DCEU announcements. But DC properties are not exclusive to film, are they? They also do television sometimes.
And sometimes,
obviously,
sometimes random streaming services.
So we're here to talking about. Oh yeah, wait, that's where.
Yeah, so we're going to talk.
Right.
We got some news on the new Teen Titans live action series, which is coming on the DC streaming service.
Yeah, the as yet unnamed, unreleased, identified.
Another streaming service. Obviously, if you want to hear my thoughts and opinions on streaming services, it was like 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, we talked a lot
2 or 3
about
episodes ago. We talked about all
this.
I'm
literally going to go grab a towel because I'm so sweaty.
Okay.
Just so go ahead and talk in my absence.
I'll brief the audience.
Yeah.
So the Teen Titans TV series is coming out, and we've gotten a few casting announcements over the past few weeks that we have missed because we're bad reporters and researchers. But we have, let me see if I actually wrote down the names. Probably not, because Chris is always here with the names. I did not. We have casting confirmed for Raven, Starfire, and most recently, Dick Grayson has been confirmed. Him being kind of the only known actor of the three. Raven's a newcomer. She's been in a few properties. I don't remember her name.
Tegan Croft.
Thank you.
I know. I wrote these things down.
Thank you. That's why I have you here.
I know. Why do I have you here?
To be excited.
Oh my God!
To bring that youthful energy.
That's true. I'm like, fuck you.
I get that young demographic.
You do, yeah. You bring in all those youngins. You bring in all those millennials.
Those millennials and my mom. And then Starfire, whose name is also here for Chris.
Anna Diop?
Sure.
Yeah.
She's been in a few things, nothing that I've seen.
Yes, she was in 24 Legacy.
Right, that's the big one.
Greenleaf, Quantico, The Messenger.
Wait, she was in Quantico? I actually watched that bad show.
Like 2 episodes.
Okay.
A few episodes. Everybody hates Chris.
Okay, I remember who she is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really recognize her.
Yeah. But what we really care about, because we need to do that sweet butt research, is we have Brenton. I don't
Thwaites.
know. Thwaites. Thank you. I was
Brenton Thwaites.
Struggle for that for the rest of the episode. Who's kind of, I mean, obviously not a big name, but he's been in big-ish properties.
Yeah.
I mean, unsuccessful big-ish properties.
Yeah, you were just giving the list of them.
So, I mean, you rag on me all the time for my limited book reading library. But I have read one of the properties that he was in a film. He was in The Giver.
That is a great
playing
book.
Jonas, the main character. And I read that book. I love that book.
Fantastic.
It was him alongside Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
And it was not good.
That's what I've heard.
I don't want to say that it was all his fault. It does fall a little bit on Taylor Swift, who is in that book, or is in that movie.
Taylor Swift's in that movie?
She is.
Oh,
she plays the
God.
Previous Giver, who Jeff Bridges tried to give, I guess.
God damn it.
Receiver. She played the previous receiver.
Oh, okay.
Which did not do great. He was in Gods of Egypt.
Which I did not see, but
neither did I.
It was terrible. Oh my God! Wow,
yeah,
something
I have
so
standards
bad,
sometimes.
even you wouldn't go see
sometimes
it. Sometimes
I have standards.
I was telling a friend recently about you, and I said that the great thing is it's nice to have a friend who has consistently bad taste in movies.
Yeah,
because the most important thing is be consistent, not necessarily to like be
right. There was
accurate. I don't know. Yeah,
wishy-washy.
Sure.
There was a great article that I read a few months ago. I think I might have sent it to you, talking about the one reviewer who gives all of the 100% movies the negative review.
Armand White?
Yes.
I think is his name.
And
he's like the one guy who gave Toy Story 3 like a rotten review.
Yeah. If you see a movie at 99%, he's usually the one
the guy who's caused 1%.
Yeah.
He probably loved Gods of Egypt, didn't he?
I don't remember, but the article is joking with him of like if he gives it if he gives something a positive review, then like you know exactly what you're expecting for that movie because that's kind of the reviewer that he is.
Yeah.
Like, you know his voice because of his exactly. He's very consistent.
Yeah. So because you had texted me about the Nightwing casting, and then my friend Jonathan on the show, friend of the podcast, he sent to me on Facebook, and my response to him was, "We must see butt photos before we can approve of casting."
Yes.
And we are.
I was about to say
we are diligent. I am diligent about this. I went and tracked it down. Apparently, he shows his butt in. Oh fuck! What was the name of the movie?
He's only been in like 4.
It's like an Australian movie, The Gun Runner,
Son of a Gun.
Son of a Gun.
Cool.
So I looked him up. He's got the butt for it.
All right, that's all we care about.
That's all we care about.
Writing, not important.
Nope, I don't care
Only
how his
butt
performance is. It's just all gonna be butt shots. I think he'll do a fine job with that.
Yeah.
Good luck,
but
Brenton.
his most recent film, which I do want to give him some credit because he was okay. He played kind of not really a spoiler. He played Orlando Bloom's son in
Pirates 5.
Pirates 5. Yeah, Dead Man Tell No Tales.
Yes,
which was fine.
it was fine for what it is.
He was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some bad projects, some okay projects. Maybe this will be a good project.
Who knows? I mean,
We can always hope.
I feel like one of us is going to end up having to get it for Young Justice season 3.
Yeah.
So
It'll probably be me.
it'll probably be you, and then you can tell me if it's good. You can share your login, and we'll sit down and we'll watch it and see if it's any good.
Yeah.
We always want these things to be good.
Right. We don't say all these negative things because we expect them to be bad.
No,
There's always the hope that they'll be good.
They'll probably be bad.
We want to be proven wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a hard show to do. Like, I feel like it's not going to have much of a budget, especially being on a streaming service. So I feel like
But it's also going to be, one of their 2 highlight shows on a streaming service. So maybe they're going to funnel all of their budget into them.
Yeah, but even then, like, it's going to be that's an expensive show to do. It's a very expensive show to do because of the effects. So I don't know. We shall see. But
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Do you want to give any other news about the show? It's written by the same writer.
It's Berlanti. So it's Great Berlanti, Jeff Johns. Oh, but it's also Akiva Goldsman. Which
is she the girl that's doing Star Trek?
No, he.
Oh, he. Sorry.
He.
I said Eva.
Akiva. He did
Akiva.
Batman and Robin, and he did The Dark Tower.
Sweet.
He also won an Oscar for A Beautiful Mind, but it has been a serious drop off since then.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Berlanti generally does pretty good stuff.
Jeff Johns, he's good in comic form.
Yeah, it's good in comic form.
He knows the characters. That's important.
So we'll see what he can do with this. But, I think it'll be fine. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
So
we'll probably learn about the rest of the team because I don't know who else is going to be on this Teen Titans
Beast
team.
Boy?
Oh, I hope so.
It won't be Cyborg at this point.
No, because he's graduated. He's on the Big Boy team.
Yeah. Yes, I guess Beast Boy, and then maybe that's just the 4. I'm not sure. I forget who else.
I'm sure they're going to have a 5th.
Probably.
Tara? Oh, I wish.
They'll probably do a Terra. They'll probably, season 2, I bet they'll do it.
We'll do a Judas Contract arc.
Probably.
It'll just be the exact same
The exact same as the
animated.
The animated series and as the animated movie.
Yep,
Although
so season 1 will be Slade.
It probably
again.
won't include Deathstroke, because I could totally see them just be like, no, we're going to hold on to him for, a film project instead.
Yeah.
No, I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, who knows? Not us.
No, we don't know anything. But we do know a little bit about Lobo, because I did some research on him today.
Lobo!
Because that's who we're talking about.
They're so good. So these are interesting episodes in the fact that it's 95% fight scene.
Yeah.
In both episodes. There was such little dialogue that wasn't just them insulting each other.
I know.
It kind of fascinated me.
What I thought was interesting was that both these were written by Paul Dini, right? So he was the writer or one of the writers on the pilot. And obviously he's one of the best writers to come off of Batman. And we've always talked about the fact that he does character really well. I feel like we're starting to see a bit of a trend, though, in some of his TV episodes that the characters are done well. Maybe sometimes the plots
Yeah.
aren't
Because I
his
think this was a
best.
good... I like this Lobo.
I do, too.
We get his entire character in basically his first 3 lines.
Yeah.
He's a hard-headed bounty hunter who loves to fight, and that's kind of it. And he blew up his planet with a science experiment.
Yes, exactly. He just wants to brawl. He's a bounty hunter.
I was very surprised is actually his comic story. That was amazing.
But did you see how?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
We will go into that at the end, but I have so much to say about his origin story.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Oh my god, it was beautiful.
I mean, what I also find interesting is this one too. These episodes especially wear their Star Wars influence completely on their sleeve. Like, I mean, we first meet Lobo in a bar called the Seeming Load, where he is like after a bounty and he gets in a run with a whole bunch of the bounty hunters, pulled straight from like the cantina. The scene looks like the cantina from Star Wars, and the aliens do. Like, it's the one kind
those aliens. There's something about them that I love and also disturb me so much.
Like the kind of rat-like guys that they have like a second face over one of their eyeballs, and that's the mouth that talks.
Yeah. So they have a normal face with normal two eyes, and then where their like left eyebrow would be is a second face, and they use the eye, like the blink, as their mouth. And I couldn't, and that's also the main talking mouth.
Yeah,
and I couldn't there was just something so kind of like cringy about it. I was also there was a lot of kind of live action references that I got. I don't know timeline wise which came first or what was influenced by what, but this reminded me a lot of Johnny Knoxville's character in Men in Black 2. That would have been much later.
This.
Yeah, that would have been 99.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's the same kind of two-headed thing.
Oh, that's right. He did have another
monstrosity.
head.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
A second Johnny Knoxville.
Oh my god. So much Johnny Knoxville.
So much Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah. The designs are pretty fun though.
Mm-hmm. They actually. So I only know this because when I first moved to LA, I loved the Justice League series so much that I would draw all the background characters.
Okay.
A lot of the characters from this cantina reappear in Justice League.
Yeah, they look familiar.
And also, when we get to the Preserver, not the Collector, the Preserver's
yes, I mean,
spaceship, a lot of those characters also come back as just various background characters in Justice League.
Okay.
So that was kind of awesome.
It is,
it's
yeah.
kind of, a tied... It's definitely not laziness. It's a tied-in universe.
Sure, yeah. It's not like they just reuse the animation because it's cheap.
No, I mean, it's still like different character animation. It's just the same.
Oh, okay. It's not like the old
character.
Disney films, like they would just reanimate the dancing.
No. Oh, I would rip them to pieces if they did that here.
Yeah, but I like the designs. We meet the Preserver, aka he's the Collector.
Yeah,
he's just the same basic.
I mean,
concept.
he's like the Collector meets Brainiac. He
Sure.
wants to preserve the last of every species.
Yeah, and so he sends Lobo off to go get Superman, get the last Kryptonian. I did love that in one of the chambers, there's Starro the Conqueror. Did you catch that?
Yes, yeah, you see the corner of Starro.
Yeah, because he was the first alien, or the first villain that Justice League went up against in Brave and the Bold number 28 from 1960.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
I know.
cool.
I look up these little details.
On the note of little details, the voice of Lobo.
Yes.
I was honestly a little heartbroken when I found out that I was wrong and it wasn't John DiMaggio doing the voice.
I think
it's close. It sounds a lot like a John DiMaggio character.
Justice League Action, it is John DiMaggio.
Oh, cool. Series I never watched.
That yet?
Nope.
I feel like I should. I haven't heard bad things about it.
That's the one that's like much younger.
It's skewed younger, and it's like I think the episode is usually like two like shorter segments.
Okay, yeah. So it's old Cartoon Network.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 2 15-minute segments.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I've heard generally positive things about it.
Yeah.
So I should go check that out at some point.
So Lobo in this series is voiced by Brad Garrett,
who also plays Bibbo, he's not like the bartender. He's a bartender in some versions, but he's like the sailor guy on the docks.
Oh, okay. I saw the name. Yeah, Lois's informant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Garrett's other characters, because this is very important to me.
Of course.
The one that resonated most with me is he was Big Dog in Two Stupid Dogs.
Of course he was.
It was the first banned show in my household.
What?
My mom hated that show.
Why'd she hate it?
Because it had the word stupid in the title.
So, what?
The show came out in 93. I was like 2 years old watching this show. That's like my first word is stupid because I loved the cartoon so much.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't the fact that the word stupid was in there, is that you were a little shit and we're calling everything stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. Totally siding with your mom on this one.
Nope. He was Big Dog. He was Mikey from Kim Possible. Really just one episode, but it was a good episode, so I'm going to bring it up.
Mike? Oh, why did I ask? Why? Why?
Thank you for asking, Chris. It was, if you remember, it's the episode where she gets a nanite bomb stuck to her skin, and it looks like a tick. So the episode's called Tick, Tick, Tick. So she has like a bomb attached to the back of her neck that no one knows when it's going to go off. So she also has detention, and so she can't get out of detention because Mr. Barton won't let her. And Mikey is another one of the is like the big guy in detention who's supposed to be really threatening, but he's like, you know, like the big softy.
Wait, is it the episode title? Is it like
Tick Tick Tick?
Is it all TIC or is it all like
TICK?
TACK? So it's like three tick tick tick. That's actually pretty damn clever.
Yeah, it's a good episode. He's also Gusteau or Gust. I don't remember how to pronounce his name. He's the short chef from Ratatouille.
Wait, the villain?
I think so.
No, wait.
No, he's the blonde-haired one.
I thought he was the head chef who dies.
Is that Gusteau? I don't remember.
Is that
it's been a
Gusteau?
while since I've seen Ratatouille.
Wait, yeah, Gusteau is. I thought he was the main chef.
Okay, the ghost chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, I don't like these.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ratatouille's not one that I watch regularly.
I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time either, but I still remember these things.
But his probably most famous role is being the older brother from Everyone Knows Raymond.
Yeah. He is great. Let me get this straight. Yeah, Gusteau is, yes, the main chef.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
But yeah, so Lobo comes to Earth to collect Superman, and we start kind of the 18-minute fight scene.
Yeah, I did love there was a great moment in the Daily Planet where Lois is like getting after Clark. Like,
this.
How do you keep getting all these bylines? You know, you this random boy from Smallville who shows up and he's just tells the truth. Like, oh well, I'm actually Superman in disguise, and I only work at a newspaper place, so I can figure out where crises are happening and go and save people, and then swoop the byline from you. She's like, "Ha ha, Kent, real funny," and walks off. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
I like that the little twist at the end where it's like still all around her.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm doing this to save the day, but really I'm doing this, like really I'm using these powers so I can make a good headline
Exactly.
that I can write about.
So I can steal it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Lobo shows up and he realizes that if he makes trouble, Superman will come out and play. So he makes trouble. They come out and fight. He gets like weirdly hurt at one point because like Lois goes to kind of save him. Oh no, it's Lobo fires a missile. Superman like diverts it away from people in a train so that it won't kill anyone. And then he gets like really shaken up by it. Like he's out like just kind of crawling around for a good couple of minutes. Because then Lois goes up to try and save him, and then Lobo's like, "Oh, hello."
Yeah, I mean that's typical in this universe where Superman does like missiles hurt Superman. That's a very common.
That's true. Yeah, I mean it is
thing.
a TV show. They got to find ways to weaken him.
Yeah.
Here and there. But there is another great moment though. Is as they're battling across the city, they burst through Lex's office. And they go off and fight elsewhere, and then Superman finally gets the upper hand and like hits him really hard as the Lobo goes flying. We cut back to Lex's office, and he's there with Mercy and construction workers. Like, okay, I want this repair done. I want it done ASAP. And as he's talking, just Lobo goes flying through the opposite direction, punching 2 more holes in the building.
Yeah. I also love during this fight, Lobo explains what his name means. That it's like a bad acronym. Not even an acronym. It's he's like, I'm Lobo. That stands the L stands for lacerate. The O stands for obliterate. The B stands for disem-bowel. And the second O, I guess it also stands for obliterate.
Yeah. Did you look up what his in the comics what his name translates to?
I did. Do you want to share that information?
No, go ahead. You actually did some research this time.
I did do some research. His name means the one who devours your entrails and thoroughly enjoys it.
Yes. Man, I could have like taken a nap this afternoon instead of gone into this research.
I read the first paragraph of the Wikipedia article. I did my work.
So when I always just I basically just look at Wikipedia. Like some things I know from things I've read. I really haven't read anything with Lobo. Whenever I'm reading a character's like Wikipedia, though, I'm always interested in the early stuff, like the Golden Age, like the Silver Era, and then like kind of into the point where I more or less stopped reading comics in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And then with DC, as soon as it starts getting into like 52, and then the Flashpoint reboot, and then the new 52, and then what's the new one called? Reborn.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, I'm done. Like I can't, and like I'll like kind of I'll glance through some of the descriptions, and we're always joking about how ridiculous a lot of the plot threads are from like the 50s and 60s, like those older eras. To be fair, a lot of the modern stuff is so fucking convoluted and ridiculous, and they're all like weird tangents off of like weirder origins in the past. Like origins from the 40s and 50s were always pretty off.
Yeah.
But then these new ones are always like weirder, more complicated versions. Like, can't you just streamline them, make it less confusing?
Nope.
So I stopped reading at a certain point. I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm lazy. I'm so lazy.
So they continue their fight through the city. Like, this is literally the entire episode. If you haven't gotten the idea,
there's like nothing here.
They go to the harbor. Not the harbor.
Yeah,
What's the word I'm thinking of? That's
the docks?
The docks, yeah, that's the word. They go to Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah, I mean...
They go to the water park. And Lobo is just like, I'll come fight you later.
Yeah, really
and he
bizarre.
just flies off into space.
Yeah.
We did... At the very beginning of the episode, we see that Superman has his rocket ship has been... The people of Star Labs have been working on it.
Yeah.
And they're like wildly impressed by something that's not... Like, it makes it look fast, but when you see it kind of fly up, it breaks Mach 1.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's off the scale. We've never seen something go this fast.
I know, yeah. It just goes Mach 1. I mean, I guess it hits it it breaks sound barrier fairly quick.
Yeah.
But to be fair, so can like modern.
Yeah, this was
shit
96.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a new thing to break the sound barrier.
We're past the SR-71 and we're past the... What was the...
This is your territory. Don't look for me.
The passenger plane that could break the Con Air. Yeah, the Con Air.
If you throw that movie fast enough.
What? Shit. What the fuck is that called? What's the supersonic passenger plane?
The Constantinople.
The Concorde. How?
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck did I forget that?
I wasn't gonna get there.
So embarrassing.
So Lobo goes into space. Superman gets back into his spaceship that they were working on at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
And he goes into space to chase him. Which apparently they've also rigged with a laser.
Yeah, like just a big generic laser beam up in the front of it.
Yeah. So him and Lobo have kind of this weird dogfight in space. Superman gets out of the plane because he wants to finish it with his fists, as he does. And as he's going in for a punch, he gets zapped by the not collector, the preserver. And he is kind of trapped in this cell that replicates Krypton.
Yeah, so the red sun.
Yeah, even to the point that the preserver kind of, I don't really understand it. I don't care to understand it. He has like a red sun light bulb in the room that emits red sun radiation, so Superman loses all of his powers that he normally gets from the yellow sun.
Oh no!
What is he gonna do? I also like that he's in like the nice Kryptonian garb.
Yeah,
like,
he's in the original.
Really nice.
Yeah, the original. It looks good on him.
Yeah,
it's a cool. I actually like that look.
Mm-hmm.
The black and red Kryptonian suit.
Yeah, looks really good.
But then, of course,
the big twist. The
big twist. We discover that Lobo is also the last of his species, as we talked about, because he killed them all.
Yes.
What's the planet he's from again?
Hold on, wrote it down. It's in here.
Zarnians.
Yeah, he's a Zarnian.
C is silent.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's the last Zarnian, and so the preserver knocks him out and throws him into a cage, and now they're
much
trapped.
nicer cell. Yeah. We'll get to the next episode.
Yeah.
Do you wanna do quick Zarian history?
Oh, I was going to take it all to the end.
Okay. Yeah, we'll save it.
Yeah.
We'll save those juicy facts.
Yeah, because
after our break.
We do have our usual sponsor, as always.
Who's our sponsor this week, Chris?
It's Novice and Frank.
We know those guys.
I know. Good old Amanda and Frank, our dear friends. Who,
yes.
I need to get back to them about doing the Batman and Harley episode.
Yeah, because now it's out. Everyone should go get it. It's not a sponsor, but it should be.
Yeah, so we need to...
We're going to act like it's a sponsor.
We need to reteam
Thanks, DC, for letting us sponsor you for this week.
They're so grateful for us.
We have a close relationship with those people.
We absolutely
do. It's nice that they trust us enough to be the sole sponsor.
We're so close that whenever they have a real big announcement, they let us find out on the internet at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah,
so
and
generous.
then share it a week after because our podcast is not daily. No. So thank you, DC.
Yes, thank
for
you,
all
DC.
of your help with just making this podcast.
And of course, thank you, Amanda and Frank.
Yeah, thank you
for being
Novice
so
and Frank.
awesome. So here is the promo for them.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Amanda. What are you doing?
Just making this promo for our podcast.
You mean the Novice and Frank present a comic book podcast?
Exactly.
Wait, what's it about?
So glad you asked. It's where a comic book novice and a comic book expert discuss comics and media with special guests.
A novice and an expert? Which one am I?
You're the expert, Frank.
I knew that.
Sure. Check out new episodes every Wednesday on the Nerdist School Network and subscribe on Podbean and iTunes.
And tell us what we should read next at thenoviceandfrank@gmail.com.
See? You are an expert.
Ooh. So part 2.
Yes, on to part 2. We come back to the... I don't know, we start out on like some random planet, and the Superman the Animated Series equivalent of Jabba the Hutt, I don't remember his name, is talking to the bounty hunters.
Emperor Spuge.
Oh,
'Cause
Spuge.
I loved that word.
Did you look up who he's voiced by?
No, what is he? He also reminds me of a character that I can't put my finger on.
Is it Pizza the Hutt from
No.
Spaceballs?
No, it's another. Like I think it's Justice League's Kinjaro. It has a similar body type. They're kind of just like a blobby.
Which one's Kinjaro?
How
Green
dare
Lantern?
you?
Is he-
Yeah, Green Lantern villain. I think that's. I think it's in that
Live
that
research.
arc,
Oh,
at least. Am I right? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Oh well, the Kinjaro, like he has this kind of rat face look that kind of reminds me a little bit of the rats, but not.
Okay, that's not who I'm thinking of. It's whoever is working with Kinjaro in that episode.
Emperor Spew, right?
Yeah, that's it in this episode. But in that 2-episode arc, that's also where all of the aliens come back. The ones that I was talking about in part 1, they're the ones that come back because they're all in the background of the trial that's going on.
God damn! I tried to look up Emperor Spew.
I tried to find Emperor Spuge and I couldn't find it either.
Is Spuge? Spuge?
That's what I assume. Yeah, I assume.
Okay,
that's
so
how
I
you
tried
spell
Emperor Spew and it just came back with Emperor's New Superman.
it. Sure.
Yeah. But anyways, he's voiced by Richard Mole, a.k.a. Two-Face.
Oh, cool.
I would not have guessed that based off the voice, but when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, here we go. Oh, he does.
Who am I thinking of?
He does.
It's not Kinjaro. It's whoever Kinjaro is working with because he has like some kind of like light scepter. I want to say I could be mixing up memories between that and First Flight.
You could be. I'm looking up.
Yeah, because those guys have more of like a pointy head,
And
they can go invisible for some reason.
He's in the In Blackest Night episode
Yes. Of Justice League.
of Justice League.
Yes.
There's not photos on here.
No.
Blah 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 blah. I mean, there's the Manhunters.
No. It'd be in part 1. Whatever. It's fine. We don't need to worry about this right now.
He did look vaguely familiar, but I couldn't remember who he was either.
We'll bring it back up in a year and a half.
Exactly. We'll eventually come back around to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is basically just their version of Jabba the Hutt. He's like reminding the bounty hunters, okay, now I want Lobo too because he's betrayed my trust because he failed to bring in whatever the little rat guy's name is, the bounty.
Yeah.
So-
So this kind of confused me. So did they all just kind of run away from Jabba? Because they all seem to know him already. And we know that the rat face that Lobo has is
Little
the
rat
younger
face.
brother of...
big rat face.
Yeah, who's with Jabba already. And then at the end of the episode, they're all kind of just like chummy with Jabba.
Do they? But I mean, they work for him. Like he sends them off.
Yeah, but what was the whole point of getting the little brother then?
I don't know.
Is he just like an employee that ran away that like missed a shift, I guess?
I don't know. I have to admit, I was paying less attention this time than normal. I kind of had these on in the background as I was doing other things.
This was the only storyline we had, Chris. There was no story.
I know. And
After the scene, it's 17 minutes of fighting.
This is basically true. I have very little notes. Well, it gives us lots of time to talk about Lobo's comic book statuses.
Yeah,
things.
that's fine.
Words.
So
I'm too hot to think. They are back in their cells on the Preserver ship.
Yes.
Superman has gotten his suit back, which is too bad. I like the Kryptonian look.
I love Lobo's cell.
Yeah, Lobo.
It's basically in like a college, like a freshman dorm room.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling that this is what like Marty McFly's dorm room probably looks like.
Yeah. Did you see the Kiz poster
I did
in
see
the
the Kiz,
background?
yeah, not quite, yeah,
Love
not Kiss,
that.
but Kiz, yeah. I mean, he's got like brick wall. I mean, it's kind of reminds me of like Wayne's World a little bit
Yeah.
too. That's sort of just like.
I mean, he is the embodiment of the 80s.
He is.
Which I love so much.
Yeah.
Did you catch the one word that really threw me off from the robots?
No.
Where I did like massive research to try and
What-
figure out
no,
who that
what?
voice was. When Superman breaks through his containment cell one of the robots goes, "Jinkies, what is going on?" And I'm like, did they just say Jinkies?
Did
like,
they?
They did.
Oh.
And it has not, like, I was thinking that maybe, like, this woman also maybe voiced Velma in some series.
That's just the word they...
She did not.
Oh,
that's just the one that they chose to use.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess it's kind of 80s, because there were 3 Scooby-Doo series in the 80s.
I think they were also trying... both these episodes, they're clearly trying to, like, use different language. Like, they're trying to make it seem like they're aliens, but they're not. And they're trying not
Jinkies is definitely not.
They're trying
not an
to
English
swear
word.
without swearing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's got like two robot babes basically that are just
very Austin Powers-y.
Very Austin Powers. Yeah, just like feeding him and giving him beer and stuff like that. But as soon as he tries to escape, they have like knockout gas hoses that they spray him with, and they take him out. So
which we see that is very. Like, that's his biggest, not his biggest, but that's like a weakness of his is gases.
Well, the smoke bomb on Earth didn't work, but whatever the preserver has, and that kind of makes sense. The preserver would have something that could actually take someone
real
down.
Alien stuff.
Yeah, but I love it because Superman gets out of his cell because there's like a big space rhino across the hall from him.
Love
and
it.
so he like shines a little rock in the rhino's eyes until he breaks through the cell. And basically, once he gets out of the direct contact with the red sun, he starts to get a little bit of his powers back. He gets a little bit of strength.
It's not Yellow Sun level, but he has enough kind of like resonating energy from the
he can't
Yellow
like
Sun.
Fly. He's like he
flies
has
a little
strength.
bit.
Yeah, he's got strength, but he's not invulnerable. Well, I mean, he gets hurt by things that he wouldn't normally. He gets like shot by a laser, and it kind of hurts him.
Yeah.
So he's gonna leave Lobo behind, but then Lobo's like, hey,
help a brother out.
if you come and save me, or no, basically Superman's like, okay, I will save you. Because Lobo threatens, like, if you leave me here, I will track down...
I'll blow up Earth.
Yeah, I'll destroy Earth. And so Superman's like, okay, if I let you go, you're going to leave Earth behind. And Lobo's like, okay, no, like, I am a man of my word. Mm-hmm. Which is, like, looking up his stuff on the comics, it's
he has a very
true.
strict honor code.
Yeah, like,
it's kind of a twisted code, but it's like...
He will, like, stick to the letter of the contract, the arrangement, whatever, but not always the spirit of it.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of how he operates.
It's kind of
in
the
show.
genie aspect.
Yeah.
It's a very literal sense of honor.
Yeah, very little interpretation of things. Mm-hmm. So Superman does decide to break him out, and as they're trying to escape, they get dropped into a giant sand pit with a sandworm, basically, just like in
episode
Dune?
6. Oh,
I was gonna say Dune and Beetlejuice. What episode 6?
I was thinking the Sarlacc pit.
Oh,
that was my closest comparison. I mean, you actually see the snake.
Yeah, so
it's more like the trash monster from episode 4.
It's nothing like the trash monster.
It's exactly like the trash monster from episode 4.
No,
exactly like that.
Like,
Chris.
what are you talking about? No, like my references were spot on. Dune and Beetlejuice.
Yep.
Sticking with those.
You made the Star Wars comparison for part 1. I'm going to continue it through for part 2.
Yeah, but that time it was like right on. It was just perfectly spot on.
It's a Sarlacc-esque pit, Chris.
But
it's a pit with a snake.
I mean, the original version of Sarlacc didn't have tentacles, so it was more just like a big beak.
Well, I only watched the remastered version.
You can just fuck right off. You have seen the original cuts.
Yes, I have seen the original cuts.
I have them.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, there was a DVD release that had the original cuts on them that it's really hard to find now. Mm-hmm. So, for anyone who wants to try and steal anything from me, it's probably the most valuable thing you can steal that I have. Is the original cuts of Star Wars.
So in this snake fight, it was kind of a gruesome ending to the fight. I was not Superman saves Lobo. The snake captures Superman. Lobo just kind of sits and laughs. Superman asks for help, and what I thought was going to happen was kind of grab the snake tail, do like the Bowser spin,
sure,
and he was going to like throw him against the wall or something.
Mm-hmm.
But
Here
no,
we go.
Yeah. Also, I didn't realize that had come out. That would have come out a few months after this episode, so it wouldn't have worked.
Oh shit!
Super Mario 64 came out in
right.
1996. Yeah.
When in '96?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, because this was November of '96.
Okay.
But I think it came right around Christmas.
Oh, so it could have been around the same time.
I think that was a launch title for that console, right?
Mm-hmm, it was.
Yeah. God, that was a great console.
Such a good console.
I know. Goldeneye.
So instead of like grabbing the tail, he skins it.
Yeah.
And it looks gruesome.
It looks really gruesome. So then it dives back in the sand to run away because it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, we could presume that maybe like a snake, it can shed its skin.
Right.
It still was like screaming. It was clearly in pain. Like it got. What's I guess I was going to say, what's the word for skinning something? I'm like, oh, right. Skinned.
Skinning.
Yeah.
There you go.
It seemed like there should be a fancier word like defenestration, but
Nope.
that's not that. So
So yeah, Superman can like still kind of fly.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, he flies them out of the tank there, and then the bounty hunters show up because I guess they like come and they trail Lobo's bike to the preserver ship, and I think the preserver was like, "Oh, you might be able to help me with this because I have to reclaim these two idiots." Mm-hmm. That's what happened, right? I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
the
good.
preserver was going to go in and fight himself.
Yeah.
But then when he saw the bounty hunters coming, he's like, they can handle
Get
it.
someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Superman and Lobo get like trapped inside one of the enclosures and getting shot at. And then Superman realizes he has a way out. And so
I fucking love
I did not see this coming. I love it.
Oh, man.
He sees like a bird off in the
Applaud
distance.
to Paul Dini.
So
this was so good.
He sends Lobo off. It's like, okay,
So
go
90s.
get the ship ready. I got this. And so he runs in. He runs towards an enclosure and
he
stopped.
breaks open the door, and the bounty hunters think that there's like an evil, like crazy creature inside. So they throw Superman in, so he can be attacked by the monstrous bird.
Yes, which
And-
turns out to be.
This is all you.
Oh, okay, it's me. I was offering it to you.
No, I
Okay, it's a dodo.
It's a fucking dodo bird.
It's a dodo. Yeah,
the last dodo in existence.
And he's like, oh, it's a dodo from Earth. And he looks up, and they have yellow sun radiation. Mm-hmm. So Superman's back.
Superman has all his powers back.
Yeah.
So he beats up the bounty hunters, no problem. And while this is happening, Lobo is in the hangar, getting his motorcycle ready and Superman's pod ready. But the Preserver comes, and this is kind of cool. I always like when villains have like a second level.
Yeah,
I don't know how you feel about like his first level was already pretty OP. Just kind of this really overpowered. Kind of telekinesis.
Like, he did have telekinesis, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that whole thing kind of weird. I generally agree with you. I like it when that happens. But it did seem odd that he went from being this like very peaceful, like, oh, I'm not going to get involved sort of thing to this like huge daunting monster in like a second.
I mean, it was kind of the
he's
trade-off.
Much bigger than his like.
Yeah, it was like going from a mage to a paladin, to a warrior.
Let's pretend I know.
He
what
goes
that
from
means.
like a magical, kind of peaceful, transcendent being to this hulking barbarian of a monster.
Okay,
which is cool. It's kind of very like Plasmius looking from Teen Titans.
That's what he reminded me of.
Yeah,
okay.
it took me a while to make that connection.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so then he's this huge red monster, these big, massive claws, and more than enough to kind of take on Lobo for a little bit here. Mm-hmm. But not for that long.
I mean, yeah, Superman comes, and Superman also gets beaten up by the creature, by the Preserver. The Lobo's like, hey, hold on to something, I got an idea, and does kind of every space, like the way you defeat every giant space monster is you just open up the hangar door and let the emptiness of space take them out.
Let me see if I can think of the number of times I've seen this happen in a movie. So obviously there's Alien, Alien 1. Aliens? Did she?
I don't remember.
No,
I don't
they're on
think
the
so.
planet in Aliens. This is how Bond disposed of Drax in Moonraker in a little less badass fashion than Ripley does. It happens again in Alien Covenant. They launch the rock monster out of the ship in Galaxy Quest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's more.
It's a very common trope.
Yeah. Crack open the airlock, send the beast off into the space. I love, too, that the Preserver in his new form has these massive claws dug into the ground. He can't hold on, but yet somehow Superman
using his fingertips.
Just his fingertips, just like slowly scratching along. And what I thought was interesting, too, was like some stuff went out the like hatch, some didn't. So like Lobo and his bike get pulled out, but he's holding on with his chain. Mm-hmm. The monster goes. Superman's ship doesn't go, nor do the other ships that are docked in there.
Right.
I don't know if that has to do with him being like inactive. I don't know what. Did you like recognize some of the ships that they clearly had some influence going on there? I mean, one of them was meant to look kind of like the Enterprise, but not quite.
Oh, nice.
One of them looked kind of like the Bat-Wing, actually, like a little bit. It was kind of like a habit between the Bat-Wing and like one of the Romulan ships from Next Generation.
Okay.
Their big bird of prey.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, just kind of cool. It's kind of cool little things.
Mm-hmm. But Preserver flies out, and I love that they didn't even like resolve it after that. They just faded to the next scene.
Yeah, he's dead in space, probably.
Yeah. Superman's probably fine.
Oh, yeah. He just hops back in a ship and off he goes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, he would have taken the whole ship with him. Because we get a scene with Lobo back with Super Jabba, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Emperor
Spewge.
Spewge. I was not
Great
gonna,
name.
Thank you for cutting me off. I was not going to say that. And yeah, so like Lobo's back in his good graces because he brought on the bounty, and the other guy's like mopping up shit, and Lobo's like lounging around drinking.
Yeah.
But then I love this too because Lobo says, "Oh, I guess the big lug had an idea of what to do with all the extra beasts, and he put them inside the Fortress of Solitude."
Yeah, it was cool. He has his own kind of alien museum.
Yeah, which made me think
Zoo.
I feel like this episode was set before Stolen Memories, and they just released them in the reverse order. Because this shows him, explains...
No, I think it makes sense.
Well, so for two reasons I think this. One is the opening scene of the first episode, they're testing the rocket, and Superman explains, like, oh, you have modified my ship that I came here in a baby, so now I can use it as an adult, as a big grown boy. He mentions to Professor Hamilton, like, or Professor Hamilton mentions, like, oh, you haven't gone, like, deep into space yet, only just kind of around the planet. Whereas in the beginning of Stolen Memories, he's coming back from hyperspace. And then also, in the end of Stolen Memories, he, like, sets down the orb inside the already existing fortress. But in here is, like, the reveal of the fortress moment. Like, he goes underwater, he pops up, and he wanders the whole thing. We see
Do
the
they
computer
reveal
console.
the fortress? Because all I remember is he kind of sets it on a pedestal, and there's a polar bear there.
Yeah, and then he flies out again. But in this episode, he actually like goes underwater, pops back out, and then we see the whole thing. We see the console,
Yeah.
we see like the zoo he's got established. Like this feels like the episode where it's introducing the fortress. I feel like these were
Out of order.
Out of order.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, that I saw it as him putting the crystal with the polar bear was the start of it. Like that was kind of the foundation of everything.
Okay.
And then when he's had time to kind of clean out the caverns and give space, and so then he brings in all of the aliens.
Okay. See, I read it.
So
the
it's
other
like an
way.
expansion. Yeah, I mean, both sides work.
No, this is like
There is no conflict
This is
on
like
this
race
podcast.
Ross. This is just like
BTAS,
BTAS. This is now. I am the the out of canonical order insistent person.
I think Paul Dini's right, and this is the correct order.
Fuck you. All right. But we do have a lot of stuff to talk about Lobo himself.
I do want to ask this question before we jump into Lobo facts.
How dare you?
I know. Just gotta keep the audience on the edge of their seats. It's kind of a generic open universe, any fictional character. Do you have a favorite bounty hunter / assassin? They kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, that's.
I listed a couple just in case you needed a refresher.
Okay, give me some.
Some of the more famous bounty hunters that I could think of. You have Samus Aran from the Metroid series.
Okay, I didn't know she was a bounty hunter. Never played a game.
Mm-hmm. Deathstroke, pretty much bounty hunter. Assassin / bounty hunter.
Okay, yeah.
Django Unchained.
Yes. Ooh. Good call.
Django and Boba from Star Wars, obviously. Jonah Hex, bounty hunter we've already seen.
Yeah.
Roanoa Zorro. You won't know who that is.
Nope.
Anime. Not going to know Dash. Man with No Name.
Wait, Dash.
The Stampede from another anime from Trigun. Spike Spiegel, another anime. Just my favorite, good one. It's from Cowboy Bebop. Like
Okay,
that's a more localized anime.
I'm not-
And then my favorite. This one's my favorite because I just love his name. Crimbopulous Michael from Rick and Morty.
Oh.
From the episode where Morty's trying to save the cloud monster, voiced by John Clements.
John.
Jermaine
Clement?
Clements.
I have only
His younger brother John.
Good old Johnny Clemens. I have only watched all of Rick and Morty once and a few of the episodes again. I did finally watch the first episode of season 3.
Okay.
It's fucking fantastic.
It's so good.
So I'm going to try and get through the rest of them. I need to go back and rewatch all of them, though, because I feel like they're now doing more kind of in-continuity stuff.
Mm-hmm. Crimbopulous Michael would be my favorite. Probably followed by, say, Django. We'll get some.
Okay. I'm going to go with someone who did not put on that list.
Okay.
Good old Francisco Scaramanga from The Man with the Golden Gun.
I
played
assumed
with
that I
perfection
missed
by
all the
Christopher
James
Lee.
Bond
Third
ones.
nipple and all.
Nice.
Yes, I have to go with him because I love Christopher Lee. The Man with the Golden Gun is by all means not a great Bond film, but there's a lot of stuff that I do enjoy about it. Not the least of which is that he warns his prey ahead of time that he's going to kill them by sending them a golden bullet and then later shooting them with a golden bullet.
That's awesome.
I know. It's fantastic. It's Francisco Scaramanga. Hands down.
Cool. Good.
Yes. Plus, he has Knick-Knack. I love Knick-Knack. These mean nothing to you. All the anime stuff you're throwing at me. This is my revenge.
We have our worlds.
Stuff.
We have our worlds, and sometimes they don't collide.
We don't have all common interests.
We don't
all the time. What?
I know.
What?
It'd be a very boring friendship if it was that way.
That's absolutely true.
So now, what no one in the audience has been waiting for, except for us. Let's throw some Lobo facts around, Chris.
All right. Fact number 1. His first appearance was Omega Men number 3 in June of 1983, created by Roger Slifer and Keith Giffen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He is kind of the embodiment of like the 80s and 90s punk.
He's the 80s. Okay. I feel like...
I love it.
I feel like... Oh, okay. Who's more 90s, though? Cable or Azrael?
Oh, Cable.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you Cable. Yeah.
I mean, he's like just a wall of muscle.
That's true. 'Cause, I mean,
with a robotic eye and a metal arm that is also muscle.
And so many pouches.
Yeah.
Just all of the pouches.
I think he even has 2 belts.
Oh, he has he's multiple belts.
Does he do the anime thing with 2 belts?
I think he does. I feel like there's a version that does. Okay, yeah, because I feel like Lobo is the 80s incarnate in a character. So I was curious what you thought. But yeah, I think you're pretty much right on that. Mm-hmm. What do you got about him? What you got?
I loved this little fact. I think this might have been in his most recent iteration. But the story goes, Lobo was so evil when he was born that the nurse who delivered him went insane and became the first mental patient on their planet of the past 10 millennia. And Lobo also bit off 4 of her fingers.
Oh my god!
I love that. It's so that's the best way to introduce a character.
That is
he's worse than the spawn of Satan. He's so bad that he.
That is so ridiculous.
The nurse that delivered him went insane.
Okay, I just want to clarify. You were absolutely right. I did look up. I think this is Cable, one of his first appearances. If for nothing other than the shoulder pads.
Oh my god, those are beautiful.
Shoulder pads. It's like every women's suit jacket died and was reborn as this suit that he's wearing. It's so bad. But Lobo. That's what we were talking about.
Any other facts?
I read that the creators kind of based him off of a subversion of the sort of hero that like Wolverine and the Punisher usually are. These kind of like gruff, deadly people that are also kind of heroes. This is like the more extreme version of that, where he's like barely ever heroic and mostly just kind of a monster.
Yeah. When he first came out in the 80s, he was a villain.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the 90s when he became kind of this anti-hero.
Yeah.
But that also kind of goes into my fact, where I just wanted to briefly touch on his superpowers. 'Cause they're not talked about very often.
Yeah, I kind of skipped over that section. So what
he has his main 2 is he has super strength, and in the same form as Wolverine, he has rapid regeneration to the level that he can completely regenerate himself from a single cell.
Oh, I did read something about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously his deep personal code of honor.
Yeah. You had his method of killing his planet on there, right? You wrote that down?
The scorpions?
Yes.
You go for it. I didn't write that one down.
Okay, yeah. He killed off his entire planet by unleashing a violent plague of flying scorpions.
As his science, that was his science experiment.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
because he wanted to give himself an A.
Yes, and then he did. After he killed everyone, he gave. All right, I get an A.
That's amazing.
I was reading through some of his different stories. He had a range of miniseries that all kind of pulled from various topics and did specific things. Did you write these down?
No. Hold on. Can I go over his planet really quick? Because that's my last fact.
It better be. This is kind of my section.
I know it is. I know it is, but I'm creeping in.
This is where I try to shine.
So Lobo's planet was known for being kind of a paradise planet that had never seen war.
Okay.
And had never known evil. And so when Lobo was when he was young, he realized that he was kind of the only one of his kind.
Aww.
And kind of fed off. Oh, no, it wasn't a sad thing. He fed off of that.
Never mind.
And that's why he blew up his planet.
Oh,
they were also before that they were immortal beings.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, he fixed that real fast.
Yep.
Was there one weakness? Scorpions?
Only the flying kind.
Only the flying kind. They would do perfectly fine out here.
Yeah. But no, go into some of the stories.
He had they didn't go to detail, but it listed kind of specific parodies that he did at some point. So at one point he was RoboCop, an obvious RoboCop parody. There was Blazing Chain of Love, where he worked in a harem. There was the paramilitary Christmas special where he's contracted by the Easter Bunny to assassinate Santa Claus, which he succeeds in doing. And then there was one called Infanticide where he kills his daughter and all of his other offspring because I guess she tried to gather them up together to try and kill him. There was
Honestly, he sounds like a South Park character.
He basically does.
Yeah.
He's just like Randy in the most extreme version. And then there was the convention special, which was him making fun of comic book conventions. And then there was the Un-American Gladiators, in which he takes part in a televised game show very similar to American Gladiators. Also, he's really protective of space dolphins.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm glad he stands for something.
And apparently that's why he respects Aquaman, because Aquaman also protects dolphins. He's the only person that Lobo respects is Aquaman.
That's amazing. Does he come back in the series at all? 'Cause I know he comes back in Justice League.
I think he comes back. Yeah, he had at least one other episode in Superman specifically.
Okay.
And then he'll come back again in Justice League. Yeah, there's one with Maxima,
Okay.
Warrior Queen. I think it's kind of later on. Yeah, and he's in Justice League. And again, you were the bigger Young Justice fan. I've only watched it once, but he is in an episode of Young Justice, right?
Yeah, the first episode of season 2, he's there because he kind of is the first one to let them know that the Krolotans are on Earth. They're the tiny aliens.
The little... Okay, that's right.
Because everyone is freaked out because he goes and attacks the Chinese ambassador.
Oh,
and he punches a hole through his
kind
chest,
of
and then you
remember.
find out that the ambassador is just a robot.
I kind of remember this now. It's slowly...
I'm really proud of myself for pulling Krolotans out. I was
actually
not
really
expecting
good.
myself to remember that.
Yeah, I had to look up the Tamaranians, which is Starfire's
Really?
species. I had to look it up because I forgot.
Tamaran?
And we didn't even
love
bring it
that
up
word.
earlier in news.
Starfire's from Tamaran.
So,
Ha,
okay,
there
that's
we
good.
go.
I mean, I was too busy thinking about...
Who lives on Tamaran, Chris?
The Tamaranians.
There you go.
Okay, I get it now. Anything else to talk about with Lobo, or should we just move our way on to bat plugs here?
There was one line of the episode that we kind of breezed over, and you briefly brought it up that with all of these aliens, they love to make fake curse words.
Yes.
But the one that they snuck in, which I loved, is when Superman's about to leave him. I wrote it down because I really liked it. He says, "I'm going to kick your big red S. I'm going to kick that big red S of yours across the galaxy."
That was pretty good.
It's like,
I know.
nice.
It's just-
Way to go.
just-
Way to go, Deanie.
Oh, let's be fair. He made that joke once already with Lois when they're looking at the first photo of Superman. It's like, oh, nice S.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
I know. See, he's rehashing material. Come on, Danny.
Oh, man.
Come on, you can do better.
Step it up.
Yeah.
We expect higher quality from you.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts?
That's all I got.
All right. What are you plugging? What are you doing?
What
these
am I
days?
plugging?
What have you been watching?
Not much. We have our
I was going to
off
ask you what you've been
schedule.
reading, but you haven't.
Ha. I did just get a book. I haven't opened
book?
it yet. What was it called? I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's got a cool cover and cool artwork. What I mainly
That's why I
buy.
can't remember the name of the title. You didn't read the title. You just saw the pictures. You're like, ooh.
It came recommended to me, so that's why I have it.
Okay. Well, maybe next week.
I'll let you know what it is and
Sure.
how it is next week.
All right.
But what have I been watching? I watched the horrible Death Note Netflix movie.
Not good.
Yeah, not great.
All right. Well, I'll skip it. I wasn't
Not good
gonna-
at all.
I wasn't going to watch it. Did you read the manga or watch the anime?
I'm currently rewatching the anime right now.
Okay,
because
so you
I
have to-
realized I never finished it as a youngin.
Okay.
It's good. It's a great anime.
Okay.
It's a really cool kind of like battle of wits kind of show, and it's not what I was. It's not what I remembered it being. So it was cool to come back to that.
Okay.
But yeah, I recommend the show. Absolutely, not the movie.
Okay. Where have you been watching that? Is it
Both on Netflix.
okay? Okay, so Netflix too. So I can actually, I'll plug that one
There you go.
instead of the new one.
Yeah,
Even though it's got Willem Dafoe in it.
It does have William Dafoe, and I'm really sad that he's the only CGI character in it.
I know, because he's just so weird on his own.
I know.
Yeah. He can just be.
Yeah, and right now what I love about the movie is all of the hate on the internet for it, and it's just so wonderful when you see everyone come together for
Just to hate something.
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about this before, probably with Ghost in the Shell, but it still baffles me to this day that you would take something that has a really strong existing fan base and do something that would obviously piss them off and make none of them want to watch your thing.
Yeah.
Like, the best thing you can do is get in the people who want to see it from the start, and then hopefully they say, oh, no, it's good. Maybe other people will enjoy it too, and they'll, spread the word. And
Right.
yeah.
Because that's the same thing that happened with the Last Airbender movie. It kind of chokes me up every time I talk about it.
Oh.
Mike and Brian, the creators of Avatar, were kicked off the set because they were trying to change what the Evil Man did to that movie, to that franchise. Nope, the Evil Man.
Okay.
And there are stories from D. Bradley Baker, he does all of the kind of animal voices from the Last Airbender TV show, and he was also Appa in the movie. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how he was kind of the middleman between the two, and since he worked on the franchise or on the movie, he couldn't really be kicked off of set.
Yeah.
So he was trying to push Mike and Brian's take on the movie to the Evil Man.
Yeah,
and it didn't work.
It's funny because it's proven consistently not to work, and yet people still keep doing it. So
there's also that's something I want to plug. I think this was a Nerdist video. I think Dan Casey made a really interesting video about, I think it was him, why video game movies don't work and what's wrong with that right now. And I think I've asked this question before. Do you know what the highest rated video game based movie is on Rotten Tomatoes?
Isn't Angry Birds?
It is. 46%. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was I don't remember exactly what he said. I just remember it was a really cool idea of why they're not working.
Okay.
It's basically the kind of the concept of, with comic books, they translate well because you're still on the outside when you're reading comic books. Mm-hmm. With video games, you're part of it. So it's basically, when you watch a movie, it's basically just watching your friend play the game.
Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I watched them when I was a kid. I had a soft spot for Tomb Raider movies, so those were fun.
Yeah. But, and I mean, like, the Resident Evil movies, there's 6 or 7 of them now.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, they're doing something okay.
Yeah, I mean, those movies do actually decently well.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, those are the two things I'll plug. What are you watching, listening, reading to?
Very little. But I am going to plug something you sent me, and I totally forgot to watch until recently and respond to, which was the Channel Frederator Then versus Now about Batman animated series.
That was so cool.
It's cool, and they talk a lot about obviously BTOS and the whole DCAU, right? But they also spent a lot of time talking about the Batman. Mm-hmm. And what I liked about this was that it defended that show, because I watched it again relatively recently, and I think the first 2 seasons are really good.
I just started getting back into that.
Yeah, but by the time they did, and they talked about why Robin wasn't in it, because they were holding on to Robin because of Teen Titans. Mm-hmm. So that's why they did Batgirl first. And although, in this video even points this out, they do a cool dynamic with that, about like Batgirl being the first hero, but then Robin's like the more closely tied in sidekick, and some fun stuff right there. It was also that point too that they did like just a general tonal shift, and like the intro became, instead of this like kind of cool dark creepy thing, it became this like homage to the 60s with the bow wow sort of thing. And it definitely kind of tapered off from there, and I don't think it ever like continued to be good. But the first 2 are actually really good, and so I like that he talked about kind of the different iterations, and that, obviously this is the one that lasts and is far more timeless than the Batman, which is very of its time.
He also goes into Beyond and Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 kind of big comparisons were between BTOS and the Batman.
Yeah, and I still haven't watched the Brave and the Bold. I really need to, because the more I hear about it, you've always spoken very highly of it, and the more I like read about it and seen it, it seems like it's really cool. Mm-hmm. So it's
such a unique take.
Yeah, so I gotta get in on that at some point. But yeah, it's a cool video, so go check that out. I mean, one presumes you're a fan of that show, so listen to this garbage. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that basically does it for us this week.
I think so.
Yeah, a comparatively short episode.
Yeah,
which is good for everybody.
Where can we find our podcast, Chris?
It's at Timm Talk Pod on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Yes,
you don't say.
I know. I finally got Cameron logged into the Instagram on his phone. He's not going to do anything with it. Still.
Probably not.
No.
I'll post something someday.
It's not like it's your job or anything.
Nope. It's not like I do Instagram for a living.
I know. And you're probably way better at it than I am.
Nope. Not at all.
It's fine. I posted a nice little bit about Nightwing's butt today.
I saw.
Unbeknownst of the news that was coming in. I did that before I came in. Yeah,
good for you.
By pure happenstance. I like planned out those posts a long time ago. So, but yeah, that's where you can find us. I am at Lordifer on pretty much all those same platforms.
Nice. You can find my artwork at Cameron.Dexter on Instagram.
You're back on the Disney stuff. You're doing
I'm back in my Disney
the fairy tale
groove.
lands. So are you doing like books for all of them? For all the fairy tale lands?
So the past 2 posts that I made were kind of rejected animations on the Storybook Canal post, which I'll hopefully post this weekend at some point.
Okay.
It was just getting really long, and I wanted to cut those 2. But no, I've been doing these kind of cool storybook things, and I really enjoyed them, so I might kind of do a couple more of those because they're kind of fun.
Yeah, I like those. I like them a lot.
And you can find my pretty face on CamDexter_adventures.
Yeah.
My personal account.
Yeah.
I'll be posting a lot of photos from, or I guess when this episode comes out, there will be a lot of photos from the Disney run, which I'm going to be really sad and sore from.
Oh, that's right. That's this upcoming weekend.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Guess who's not ready? This guy.
That guy. Also, this guy, I'm not doing it, so I'm not ready either.
Hey, there you
so,
go.
hey, we're both not ready, but you actually have to do it.
I actually have to run.
Yeah. I'll be floating down a river instead.
Sounds
so
just as exciting.
Best of luck to you.
Yes. But yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah,
we got 2 more episodes next week.
The last 2 episodes of season 1.
Really? That was really
it's
fast.
only a 13 episode season.
Huh.
I know, real short. So, and then pretty soon we'll start to get the Batman Superman team ups.
Ooh.
Very excited for that.
So much to talk about. I wonder how long it'll take before we go into
Batman vs. Superman,
that one.
Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
We will do our best to not talk about it. And we'll fail miserably. But until then, thanks everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
The Nerdist School Network. For class and show information, visit nerdistschool.com.